Welcome to Bike World and welcome to Bike World Goes Racing. Again, we are getting stuck in. So following on from our trip to Anglesey the other week with Kawasaki, had an awesome day racing there. Went better than I could have imagined. The video has been really popular and people have been really nice about it. So I'm kind of humbled by the response we've had to that. As I mentioned at Anglesey, that was the tip of the iceberg. That was the kind of start. That was all to get my license back so I can race my local kind of road race, which is the Aberdare Park road races. Since then, we've been to Donington Park to get some more signatures to get my license back. That didn't quite go as well. We had some issues with the bike, a massive crash, like the biggest high side I've had out of everything I've ever raced. And it was the 50 horsepower courier bike that bit me. Al's going to flash some pictures up now and you'll see it was a monster of a high side. I've got to say, City boots, Spiddy leathers, showy helmet, and my Knox back protector. Thank you. Thank you for that kit. For the size of the crash, I've walked away with bruising on my leg. Bad bruising, but bruising on my leg. And I will absolutely take that for a monster like that. So yeah, proves the point. Don't buy cheap kit, buy good quality kit, and it will serve you back in the long run. That put a bit of a spanner in the works. We got our signatures, we actually repaired the bike. The Northover clan did an amazing job getting the bike back together for the second day. Got my ACU signatures, got my national licence back. We are go for Aberdare. But when we went through the bike, the CB we were going to race at Aberdare, it was a wreck. The frame was bent, the frame was twisted. We had loads of issues that kind of came from the crash. Which, in that situation, the only solution is to buy more motorbikes. Everyone knows that. So I did. This Sunday, while I was out working, coaching off-road bikes, my uncle and my aunt drove halfway across the country to pick up this Honda VFR 400R NC30. Those nerdy of you among us will have already spotted that from this snippet of it. I had one of these when I was 19 on the road. Absolutely loved it. And have kind of been yearning for one ever since, and yearning to go and race one. So this was the perfect excuse. These now have a classic race class at the Classic Motorcycle Racing Club because this is a 1989 bike. So there's more options for racing it, and there's a lightweight class at Aberdare and a few of the other road races, which is something that's always kind of excited me. All that in mind, this was a second-hand race bike. We didn't know what we were going to find, so this week is full race prep. We've torn the bike down, stripped it, found only a couple of nasties, which is pretty good for a second-hand race bike. So me, Uncle Richard, my toddler son's sleeping in the rally car next to us, and we are flat out getting this thing ready for the weekend. We've then got a 125cc bike from Suzuki to race as well, that we haven't even picked up yet. So it's going to be a bloody busy week. But yeah, I am knackered but buzzing because we're going racing again, and this is the chaos that I absolutely love about motorbike racing. Again, more as a precaution than anything else, we are just stripping and cleaning brake calipers at the moment. To be fair, the bike didn't actually have any problems, but the front caliper's been done recently. The rear was a bit more neglected. Rear brake doesn't really matter on the track, but it's nice to know all the components are equally well loved. And if you're getting any sort of drag on the rear brake because it's sticky or worn out, that's never a good thing. So the next job is brake discs and pads. EBC have sorted us out some of their wavy discs with a nice floating rotor, and we've got some of their EPFA fast road track day pads, which should be plenty for this little 400 on a circuit that's not actually that big. We're not going to get a lot of speed up. So the discs and pads on there were kind of okay, but we wanted to upgrade, get a better performing pad, brand new discs, because kind of want to know where we are with the braking, especially given the number of trees about the place. So Mechanic Richard here is chucking the new discs and pads on, and we'll see how we get on. So we have made some progress at last. It's got cold, I've had to put a shirt on. It's freezing here now. It was beautiful sunshine. It's now raining. But the bike is actually taking shape. We have been through every bolt, every fastener. We've been through hoses, pipes, wiring. Not found too many nasties. It's actually been in pretty good nick, but as usual, there's a ton of stuff you just want to put right. Fitting rain lights for the new ACU regs. One of the things that is kind of, has changed since I raced 10 years ago. There's a few new regs. So one is you now have to have a rain light on the back of the bike, which we've fitted with a switch on the handlebar. You have to have a toe guard where the chain enters the rear sprocket. That was always a rule. A little bit of a complicated job on an NC30. And you have to have a brake lever guard as well now to stop you tagging your brake lever on the back of other bikes. Now, luckily for us, R&G have been really helpful. R&G Racing have sent us an NC30 specific toe guard, which looks like that and bolts onto an existing lug on the frame. So that's made that job super easy. And likewise, they've sent us a brake lever guard for the bike as well, which is like a hook from the end of the handlebar that should, in theory, just bolt straight on. So massive thanks to R&G, and we'll get those bits bolted up now. Welcome to actual road racing. I've always heard that it's a bit more grassroots here at places like Aberdare Park, and they are not kidding. We are probably ankle deep in mud where my van's parked. Luckily, old Al Fagan from 44 Teeth has let us cushion his awning in the tarmac paddock. We threw this bike together in a week, and the biggest relief was getting here and actually making it to the grid. It's my first ever proper road race. It's the first time I've raced on a circuit with trees, picnic tables, rose bushes, and gnarly stuff like that to worry about. So it's going to be an interesting day, and I cannot wait to get out there and give it a go. That was bonkers. So I've just finished my first ever road race. Absolutely nuts. The striking thing, I cannot believe how hard the guys in front of me were pushing. They were to the millimetre, the very edge of the track, running the grass and the lead. It was blinding to watch. I'm not sure I'm ready to commit that hard just yet. But yeah, what an experience. It's definitely a different vibe to racing a short circuit. And yeah, one that I really enjoyed, but yeah, banging. I think I came fourth. I have no idea. I got a big smile on my face and I didn't crash, so very happy with that. Watch my bike, please, sir. It's very good. I can safely say this is the first time I've been to a motorcycle circuit race where I haven't crashed and we're still having to wash the bike afterwards. It's a different experience. This doesn't happen at Brands Hatch. Yeah, and I'm sure right now there are hundreds of proper hardened road racers, real road racers, that are laughing at me and pointing their fingers at the spoiled, pampered British superbike refugee, because this is a different world. Muddy grass paddock, cling film on the tyres to get them out. The grid spots on the track have actually got piles of mud on that have fallen off people's bikes where they're on the start line having ridden out of this field. It couldn't be further removed from British Supersport or MotoGP. It's a brilliant thing. I'm absolutely loving it. Day one, done, in the bag, really happy, exhausted, overwhelmed. It's been an absolute mad journey to get here. I did an 18-hour shift in the garage this week on one day just to try and get this new bike ready. It has performed brilliantly all day. My dad, my uncles have all kind of worked really hard to keep it running. And yeah, first day back to proper family racing, and the first time at Aberdare Park. I think I'm hooked. One of my good mates messaged me and said, have you got the road racing bug yet? And I don't think I'm ready for the TT, and I don't think that's even on the radar, but a little circuit like this, Aberdare Park, local race, pubs at the edge of the track, banging. Absolutely brilliant fun. And if you're ever in Wales and have the chance to come and watch it, get here, because it is nothing like the MotoGP.